Hey, my name's James Luxon. I hope you guys are well. In this video, we're going to talk about why house prices are going to continue to fall in 2024. There's a lot of reasons for that. And so we're going to deep dive into all of those. And so you can make an educated decision on what's best to do with your investment journey. Now, while you're here, if you haven't done before already, we're so close. We could, in fact, hit it in the next few days. We want to get 8,000 subscribers. So while you're here, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification. Have a look around the video. You'll see how close we actually are to that. And while you're here, make sure you smash that like button over there. Destroy it, tickle it. I don't know, whatever you've got to do. Do something to that like button over there. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. We're trying to get to 1 million views by the end of the year. I think we're going to hit that. Every like pushes it out to more people. So thanks to everyone that does that. So, what's going on? Well, house prices are inevitably going to go down. We know that. There's lots been going on recently. We've had inflation, interest rates have been going up 14 times in a row, although we've had a pause now. And the economy isn't looking so great. So let's talk about what is going on and where are we at. Well, there were 4 million people that had fixed mortgages that potentially could have had problems or are going to eventually get onto these higher rates. And so far, half of them, 2 million, have already done that. So half of the people have already come off an old rate and they fixed at a new higher rate. So more than likely, those people are keeping their property, because if they couldn't afford it, it didn't stack up for some reason, you'd see lots of those properties on the market, which we haven't seen yet. So that means there's another 2 million to come. And so those people might be a little fortunate, depending on when they actually finish those deals. But you had some of that first 2 million that would have come off their deals around the mini budget. And around that time, interest rates were 6.5%, 7% from lenders. Now, this second 2 million people, they might actually get a slightly better deal, because there are rates around 4.9%. There's expected to be increased competition as well. I did a video yesterday on a rate that was 3.9 for a buy-to-let, although it did have some big fees on that. So go and watch that video if you didn't see that one. And so there's 2 million people left. And so those are the people that have really got some concerns at the moment. Where are interest rates going to end up by the time they actually finish their deal? So that's one consideration. The next is the lag, right? So house prices are on the way down. We have had data last month that said they went down over 1%. And we also had data last month that said Rightmove asking prices are going down now. And so that doesn't mean the sale price is any lower, but it is very likely people are not offering above asking price in this market. And so that means that at some point later, we're going to see lower house prices. It just makes sense. And so this takes a while to go through. So I do prediction videos where I've said where I feel house prices will go in 2023, that calendar year only. I initially, earlier in the year, thought it would be 8% down because there was so much bad news out there. It slightly improved. Then I said 6%. Now I'm at 4%. I'll do a new video when we get some more data early in October. And so we have a lag. So asking prices are down and there are lots of people coming off of deals and stuff like that. So those people, they're looking to, if they're going to sell the house, that will probably be next year. There isn't like, the market isn't get flooded with new properties. That's really what needs to happen if you want to see a big crash, is people that are desperate to sell. What a lot of people are doing at the moment is waiting and seeing. They're sitting on the sidelines, seeing, is there someone coming to help them? Are the interest rates going to go down? Is inflation going to crash significantly? So that's another consideration. The lag. What next? Mortgage arrears. This is interesting. So the mortgage arrears is up 28% in a year, which is a lot. It's at the highest level for 7 years. Now, that's a concern. Those people potentially might need to do a distressed sale. They do a distressed sale, they're going to take way lower than they would have in the normal place just to stop their property being repossessed. However, here's a little caveat to that. There is a protection, and the government has strongly advised lenders to not repossess properties at the moment, to work with people, which we didn't have in 2008, right? Lots of repossessions happened. This time you can negotiate, you can go interest only, you can extend your loan. So that's going to help a lot of those people where they didn't have that kind of help or support before. But at some point, they'll have to try and catch up those arrears. And if the market hasn't moved up or interest rates haven't gone down, they may choose to sell at a lower price, pushing average house prices down. So there's a lot more people in that position than there were at the beginning of the year, which is not good. One of the main things that could really impact all of us is inflation. It's just sticking, right? A lot of countries are in a way better position than the UK on inflation. You look at Spain as a typical example of that. They got their inflation down to 1.9%. USA's got it down to 3%. We're still high sixes, nearly basically 7% inflation. And the best case scenario, the government target is 5%, which is still really high. And that's by the end of this year, which has still got months to go. And so inflation is a real worry for a lot of people, and it potentially could start creeping back up. You see, the Russians and the Saudis, they've cut oil production. That pushes the price up. That means all the companies that use oil, transportation, manufacturing, these types of businesses are going to start pushing prices up again. This isn't good news. And so that means that we might have another bout of inflation. What that will mean is interest rates inevitably go up again. It's frustrating because the interest rate rises aren't really going to hit the oil price, are they? It's supply side. We can't control the oil price, but the Bank of England want to be seen to do something, which is very frustrating in my opinion. But that inflation is probably one of the biggest risks to the UK economy. Then we've got the recession, right? So the recession is likely to happen now. They've said we're going to have a soft landing tons of times, but we've just had a first quarter where we've had a drop. We're likely to possibly have a second quarter where we have a decline as well. Then we'll be in a recession. If not, we're going to be very close to a recession, or lots of people are going to feel like they're in a recession anyway. It's not good news. And so that will hit employment. But one thing that a recession normally does, it does normally bring lower interest rates. So that could potentially definitely help investors. Whether it stops house prices going down is dependent. There's going to be unemployed people, so there'll be less people like looking for properties to buy and stuff like that. And the last one is the pound, right? So the British pound is getting weaker. It had a real drop in the mini budget almost this time last year, didn't it? It went almost to parity with the dollar, $1 to £1, which is unheard of. Then we went up to 126. Now we're back down to 122. We've had a lot of drop from 126 to 122 in the last week or so. What does that mean? Well, that means that the pound is weaker. We import lots of stuff. So even if they don't put the price up on what we import, it's more expensive for us, which is inflation, isn't it, really? And so that is something to be concerned about, the value of the pound. Now, how do they increase that? They increase the interest rates. If you increase interest rates, the pound will go up. That's the problem. And I think it's because we paused that the pound's dropped. So it's a really delicate thing. I think house prices are still going to go down around 4% this year. I might revise that depending on the October figures that we get on the first week of October. I'll do a video on that discussing that. But yeah, 2024, I think prices will continue to go down. I'm not sure how fast, how deep. Is it going to stop me buying? No. There are good deals out there that stack up at today's interest rates. I can fix them on 5-year rates. There are people that need to sell. About 5% of the market are really well priced at the moment. And so this is a good time to buy. When others are fearful, this is when you go and buy. Let me know your thoughts on it. Where do you think we're going to end up in 2024? I'm not going to do a prediction on it because I think it's too far out. But here's a prediction. I think prices will continue to drop. Take that for what it's worth. Do comment below with what you think, though. And what do you think we're going to end up with this year in 2023? Do subscribe. Hit the bell notification, guys. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers. then we'll stop talking about that and we'll talk about 9,000 subscribers. Do hit the like button as well. That really helps. Do check out all the other content on my channel. And why don't you go and watch this video right here.